So UConn blows out South Carolina. We're going to talk about that and the implications. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our channel. I'm Mark.
And I'm Rob.
So, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do so and hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video and you make Rob happy. So it looks like Gino's probably happy this morning. I don't know about Don Staley.
Yeah, they played a nice. I was kind of surprised, Mark. I was surprised by the amount that they won by, too.
Nobody said, no one predicted this, Rob. In fact, I don't think anyone predicted UConn to win. I said they could win if all three of their stars stepped up. And two and a half of them did. You know, if Page had shot better, all three would have stepped up. Other people, like all the commentators, they all said, there's no way that South Carolina is not going to win this game, especially at home. And they were wrong. They didn't look good at halftime or to the game.
No, they didn't. I mean, UConn beat them at their own game.
Yeah, Rob, the defense was intense, and they played fast-paced offense. And they had good ball movement on their offense. And I don't know, they played right till the end, too. I was kind of surprised, by the way. They kept the starters in till 1 minute left, which I didn't think was right. I thought Gino should have taken his starters out before that. They were out by 29. I mean, it's not like the bench could blow a 29-point lead with 2 minutes left.
No, he's doing the typical Gino stuff, trying to prove a point and stuff like that. But in the long run, when you do something like that, usually it comes back to get you.
Well, Dawn could have taken her starters out too, but I guess she doesn't really have starters because she has 10 people that just kind of play almost the same amount of minutes. So it's different for her, I think. But yeah, I don't know why he didn't do that, Rob. He did it with like a minute left. Right. Like basically, he took all the time out with a minute left and took him out. It was like, oh, okay, you know.
No, he's being Gino. So
yeah, I would not have done that. And then they actually took a shot on their last possession. There was like 30, a little over 30 something. Instead of just dribbling the ball out and just giving them the ball, turnover.
See, even that,
I wouldn't have taken a shot.
Like I said, that's a mental note for South Carolina. They're like, next time you face us,
I would not have taken a shot in that last possession, even if I was the bench player that came in late. Izzy Flood's been a little bit of a disappointment this year. She's coming back from an injury, so maybe that's affecting her. But she's really warmed up lately. She had like 34 points the other day.
She was hurt this year, too. She got hurt this year.
That's right, for a little bit. She was 11 for 22 and 6 for 10 from threes and scored 28 points and also snagged 5 rebounds. Sarah Strong is like Tim Duncan, Rob. You just watch the game, you see they're playing pretty well. And at the end of the game, you look and like the whole stat line is filled up and you don't even realize it. She plays really smart and quiet.
I've seen her play before. She's gonna be a really a factor for them in the coming years. She's just a really smooth, consistent ball player.
Yeah, she had 16 points and 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. You know, Paige Bueckers, I don't know what it is, Rob. She seemed more assertive and aggressive this game than normal, but she just didn't seem to really take over the game to the point that I thought she would in a blowout win like this. And she didn't shoot well. She was 3 for 12 and then 2 for 5 for threes. But she did have 10 assists. She passed well, not like Caitlin Clark, but 7 rebounds. And, you know, she only had 3 turnovers, but she only scored 12 points. And the only 2 players that really stepped up for South Carolina were the freshman Joyce Edwards, who didn't even start. She had 17 points. She was 7 for 10 and had 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. And Melissa Fulwiley, who had 11 points, but she was 4 for 8. But she made a couple nice plays. She had a nice steal.
Yeah, Joyce Edwards, though she doesn't start, she does come in and make she's kind of the leader of the team, though, even though she doesn't start.
All right. So anyways, this has a lot of implications because it wouldn't have meant much to South Carolina if they hadn't lost last week. But this is 2 losses in a week, and that gives them 3 losses. They're in danger of not being a number 1 seed come tournament time. And UConn was in danger, had like no chance of a number 1 seed until this victory. Now they have a chance at least. They were placed the number 2 seed before they going into this game.
I don't. Well, who would you put them in the East above them in the East?
I know they had a diagram before the game. They had no chance of a number one seed without a big win here today, and it was a huge win. I can't imagine a bigger win than this, Rob. And Paige Beckers is still not going to get Player of the Year. I don't think she played well enough to make a statement for herself.
No, I mean, yeah, I think that with the seedings, I think with South Carolina, they're going to have to win the SEC to get that number one seed, maybe in the South.
Right. Well, there's still some regular season games left, and then there's the conference championships.
Yeah, the tournament.
And most of the time, or almost, unless there's an upset, the top teams play each other again in the finals in these conference championships. Like we mentioned earlier, USC and UCLA may play a third time, and theoretically a fourth time in the NCAA tournament. They've only played once so far. So there's a lot to be seen yet before they could be played two more times before the seeding. Same thing. And South Carolina, they still have some big games left, and so do UConn. So we'll find out what happens. But I think this really, I have to question now about South Carolina. It's just, twice. One win, whatever.
I have to say I was impressed with UConn. They really came out and they took it to South Carolina. They beat them at their own game. They were fast-paced. They played tough defense. And I think that kind of shocked. I mean, the second quarter, that's what really got them, got South Carolina. Connecticut came out in the second quarter and just kind of put them away and shut them down on defense.
I was really surprised at the beginning of the third quarter, or sometime in the third quarter, South Carolina didn't come back, but they didn't. They didn't come back. They never got themselves back in this game. And that was surprising to me. I wasn't expecting them to win when they were down by 22, but I was expecting them to come back and scare Connecticut, and they didn't. They just got blown out in the second half. So I watched the game after that too, Rob, and LSU was leading for like 3.5 quarters, and they couldn't hold the lead against Texas. Texas is tough, and Texas won with Booker shooting really poorly. So Texas, they're a threat. I think there's at least 6 or 7 teams that could win the national championship. UCLA, USC, Texas, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Connecticut, and LSU. Those teams are the other ones that I think could win the title. And LSU, I'd say a little stronger if they'd held their lead yesterday, but they couldn't. It wasn't a away game. We'll see. They've got a couple star players. So we'll find out what's happened. Anissa Morrow is a rebounding machine. She had 20 rebounds yesterday. Let us know who you think are going to make the Final Four and who's going to win the national championship down below. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, just let us know. I mean, now with this 3 or 4 games left and left for the teams to play, let's see who's going to be the team that's going to rise up. I mean, with college basketball, I think with women's basketball, there's a lot more chance of upsets than in the men's division.
Well, there is now. 10 years ago, you wouldn't have said that. 10 years. In fact, there's all sorts of stats that show before 5 or 10 years ago, there's a lot more upsets in men's than in women's because there was so much more talent on the very top teams on the women's. All right, but it's spread out more now, and you're right. So I'm expecting some upsets, and there has been a lot more upsets the last few years in women's basketball. So anyways, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell when you do so you get notified of our next video. And if you want, you can join us for our live show. It's every Monday, 6 to 8 Eastern time, except for major holidays. And we'll do that.
That's today.
And we'll do that tonight, but I don't consider President's Day a major holiday. Labor Day and Memorial Day, we will not have shows, but all the other Mondays for the rest of the year, we will do a show unless there's an emergency. So join us tonight. If you want to donate to the channel, you can with super chats and super thanks down below, and there's a link to PayPal. And we'll see you in the next video.
Peace out.